Loss is never an easy thing to deal with. We've all felt that struggle. But when what you lost is taken from you, the cut feels deeper, and it's harder to heal. One Rockford man has taken tragedy as a child and turned it into a way to better not just himself, but so many others. It's a story you'll see only on 13 News. Josh Cooper is Rockford born and bred. The Harlem grad has spent the last 4 years working at Vision Insurance Group in Loves Park.
I love it. I'm a very personal person, so being able to work with the community and people every single day is just awesome.
While he loves working in his hometown, the journey to get to where he is now has been far from easy. Let's go back in time to when Josh was just 3 years old, and his family's life changed forever.
I actually remember a lot more than people would think I do. The next day when I woke up, I remember coming out in the living room and my mom was there with her best friend, and they sat me down on the couch and, kind of told me that my dad was murdered.
On August 30th, 1996, Josh's father Michael was shot and killed. It was a teenage drug dealer who pulled a shotgun on him. Michael was 23 years old. More than just a man leaving this world, but a father forced to leave his young son.
You miss a lot of stuff. You don't have anyone to really talk to about, life situations that you would talk to your father with.
As Josh grew up, interacting with other kids was hard, not just because of coping with his dad's murder, but also the perception of it from those around him.
I remember one event in the 3rd grade where I invited a friend over to spend the night, and he was told he couldn't because his dad was murdered, so their parents were scared that he would come to our house.
Fast forward to senior year of high school. Josh's world changed again, this time for the better.
And we're trying to find scholarships, single parent, trying to help out, try to figure out ways to get into college. And my mom was surfing the internet one day and came across the Sheila A. Doyle Foundation out of Chicago.
She wrote us this nice email, and she said, she had read the story that I wrote about my mom to Josh, and he instantly connected with that.
Kevin created the Sheila A. Doyle Foundation in 2009 to support kids impacted by homicide. The namesake of the foundation is Kevin's mother, Sheila. She was murdered in 1993 while on her way home from her nursing shift one night.
She was driving down, kind of on her normal way home, and she didn't know, but there were 3 guys that were walking out of a Subway shop. So they basically followed her home for 30 minutes. 2 guys got out of the car. They ran up the driveway. They told my mom to get out, so she did. They told her to get out, and then they brought her to the back of the car and told her to get into the trunk. And she refused, so they basically forced her in, shot her in the head, and then closed the trunk and left.
Shot and killed in the driveway of her own home, her loved ones asleep inside. Sheila was 40 years old. Her son Kevin was 17 when he woke up to the devastating news.
That was one of the hardest things to have to stomach and take, because it's how does that happen? My mom was the core of everything that we did. And she dedicated her life to helping other people.
That dedication is why Kevin created the foundation. He wanted his mom's memory to live on. It started as a scholarship fund, but it didn't take long for a bigger idea to form.
Our board of directors that we started said, is there anything else we could do that could impact more kids? And I was like, man, that's a great concept. And so we came up with this concept of starting a grief camp.
Welcome to Camp Sheila. Dozens of kids ages 7 to 17 fill the grounds in Frankfort, Illinois every year. It's a weekend filled with fun. Rock climbing, zip lining, arts and crafts. Sounds like any old camp. But then the discussions start. The kids break off from each other. And that is when the healing happens.
We have people who work on our team who are experts in trauma-informed care. They're experts in helping kids to be able to contend with what they faced through any kind of violence or losing someone to violence.
Camp Sheila is run by Kids Above All, a nonprofit dedicated to building a better life for kids and families suffering trauma through poverty, violence, and systemic inequity.
People don't really ever forget the people that they've lost. It's something that never goes away. The issue is what can you do to piece back the parts of your life so you can have a positive existence, a meaningful existence, and you can honor the person who's no longer there.
One of the pioneers of Camp Sheila is Josh Cooper. He was the first kid to receive the scholarship from the fund, one of the first kids to attend the camp, and now comes back every year as a mentor to kids who are living through everything he did.
When I was their age, I wasn't able to tell my story. I wasn't able to cope with a lot of things. We didn't have those resources. If I can help them find the path, the right path, the positive path, then we're gonna allow them to be a successful person in the community.
It's helping so many kids live better lives and helping Josh be a better dad.
I'll get home from work every day and we'll go outside and play baseball all night long. Just being able to show him the way of life and being there for him is something that I would never got to experience. So it's very heartwarming. And I'm, living those memories that I wanted to have growing up as the other side now.
Camp Sheila has helped more than 200 kids over the last 11 years. If you or someone you know wants to learn more about the Sheila A. Doyle Foundation, you can find out more on our website, wrex.com.